If I asked you, would you want for the cryptocurrency that you're holding to increase the supply of it by 200%? How would you answer the question? Would you answer just a simple yes or no? Well, there's a vote that just came out for crypto.com CRO token holders. That was exactly deciding whether or not that was going to happen. If we were going to see an unburn of 70 billion tokens, bringing the total supply of the CRO token back to 100 billion tokens in a 200% increase. That unburn proposal just passed. Now, most people would say, I don't want that, but then how could that pass? Well, the unfortunate truth is for the CRO token and for crypto.com and for Cronos, it's all a centralized thing. You're not really dealing with true DeFi when you're dealing with Cronos. And the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is what I want to share with you guys in this video. I've been a huge supporter of the CRO token. I've talked many positive things about crypto.com. Not through any sponsorships, not through anything, because I watched crypto.com grow from having the MCO token to the crypto.com token to launching the Cronos chain to then having some successful meme coin mania going on the Cronos chain, catching the attention of a lot of influencers in outside of just the Crow fam, as we call ourselves. But it's now going to backtrack one of the biggest moves that happened a long time ago. And why are they going to be able to achieve this? Because at the end of the day, like a true decentralized chain and true decentralized protocol, we don't really have a say in what happens on the Cronos chain. Now, I think that the price of Crow could still go to $1, but it's not something that this vote is not something that everybody can be happy about. I know there's a lot of people that are upset. I think that there's still room for the price action to go higher, but I think it's because of whatever mechanisms and moves and decisions that crypto.com makes to either pump the coin or not. So let's get into it, guys. Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Crypto Kip. Do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's been a while since I've done a video on crypto.com because frankly, things like this have been pretty frustrating to me as a CRO holder and as somebody that supported the Cronos chain and crypto.com for a very long time. Right now, if you just scroll through and you look at where Cronos is at, it's ranked number 40. It's at a 7.9 cent price level. It's down 5% on the day, which is all within the realm of normalness for all things crypto right now. But this is the vote. And the crazy thing about this thing is it's called the new golden age to onboard billions and invest in the U.S. And we don't have any clarity as to what they're actually going to do with the 70 billion tokens, which for anybody to support hey, I'm going to do this thing. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great thing. You're going to love it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to bring a golden age. It's going to onboard millions, billions. What are you going to do, though? Well, we're going to do some great things. There are going to be some awesome things. Yeah, but what are you going to do? Well, we'll increase the supply of the token. We'll devalue your investment by 200%. And then, we're going to do some great things. Well, what are those great things? Pound my head against a wall. Don't have the answers. Now, this vote passed 62.81% to 17% saying no. And it's 20% abstaining. Now, if I were to put out a poll on X asking, do you want this unburn to happen? There would be a overwhelming 90% no. But why in this poll for this voting mechanism did 62% of participants vote in favor of increasing the supply of this token, which nobody in their right mind that is a Cronos token holder thinks this is a good thing for the value of that asset. Now, maybe if they came out with us to some explanations of how it's going to bring a new golden age to onboard billions, then we could talk, but we don't because, again, they're not giving us answers. So how could we get a 62% vote for this unburn to occur? Well, because these are the crypto.com validators, aka crypto.com. These are the centralized validators controlled by crypto.com, and they control the Cronos chain. Period. Just period. No matter what they want to do. If they want to do this, they're going to do it. If they want to do that, they're going to do that. And they wanted to do this unburn because they've got some plan that we don't know. We don't know what this plan is as retail, which is why you have all these other retail folks. These are regular people. These are individuals. These are groups of people that created these validators. These all voted no, but the centralized entity voted yes. What does this mean for the future of Cronos? Well, it realistically means that Cronos, otherwise known as just crypto.com, is going to be able to do whatever they want. Now, of course, they want to do the best thing they can for the crypto.com company. But does that mean that they want to do the best that they can for the crypto.com crow coin? I would think the answer is yes. But when you see a proposal passed like this without any clarity, it causes some frustration, some panic. Here you go. This is what I put out. It sucks. The burn proposal is trash for Crow. It's centralized AF, not DeFi at all. And the Crow fan feels betrayed. Don't believe me? Well, here's a guy, Jesus Martinez.
Increase in the supply. Who cares?
This individual has 252,000 followers on X, and he's talked about crypto.com, Cronos, for a while. And this is his video that he put out. He put out a 5-minute video talking about this being the most disgusting Crow move of all time. And I agree with him because you're basically taking the $7 billion token burn, which got some people to get into Crow coin in the first place because this is great. A token burn gets some investors. Then you got all these things. We're going to give you a bunch of rewards. We're going to walk back the rewards, and we're going to scale back, and we're going to unburn the tokens. And it's manipulation, really. I mean, and it's no better than what the Fed does with printing money. And the reality of the situation is with this unburn, knowing that these centralized validators get to do whatever they want when it comes to a vote, they could potentially at one point vote to increase the supply to 200 billion and increase the supply for more Cronos tokens in the future. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not here to FUD crypto.com. I'm here to speak openly and honestly about this coin because we've been speaking openly and honestly about this coin for a very long time, no matter if it's good or bad. And this is bad, and I need to talk about it. How is this a new golden age onboarding billions? Maybe there's a master plan. Just tell us what it is, but we don't have the answers. Jesus, in this video, really speaks his mind. And actually, if you can see here, he talks about, Black C's reply to this post, the tone-deaf post by the Cronos chain account, celebrating another 50 million crow bird on the horizon. Yay! But there's a $70 billion unburn. So you're just unburning what? 69,950 million coins, right? And Black C caught Jesus Martinez's attention with this post because it's hilarious and it's real. 70 billion increase minus 50 million is 69,950 million. Why are we? This isn't exciting. This isn't 50 million crow will go up in flames as 70 billion crow come back out of thin air, essentially. It's a tough time. Anybody that's spinning this as positive news is right now just hoping. And look, I can hope, and we can all hope, and we can all dream, and I can spin it positive if I wanted to as well. And I've hypothesized on what could be positive about it. There could be a lot of positive things about this burn, but we just don't know what they are. You see Chris coming out and talking about this VASP license that they just got in Argentina. One of the most regulatory compliant exchanges. I'm not arguing that Crypto.com isn't a successful exchange. They're a very successful exchange. They make a lot of money. They're growing their business to be one of the largest exchanges in North America. This is huge. And they're growing, and they keep getting more licenses. But even Crypto West, who is a ultra bull, says, appreciate the update. Any clarity on the Crow stockpile and 70 billion unburn? Many, including myself, respect you, but longtime supporters feel left in the dark. Influential community members, including YouTubers, Ding, and former advocates feel alienated, impacting engagement. Your input would go a long way, but we're not getting any answers. He doesn't owe us any answers in a timely manner, is what the vibe I'm getting right now. And it's upsetting. And everybody's upset about it. Now, there's still a lot of people who are going to support Crypto.com and the Cronos token no matter what. And I do believe that Crypto.com is a great exchange, and I think it's easy to use, and I think they've grown their business successfully, but I do not like what I'm seeing with this token unburn. Now, I'm not panic selling my Crow at the bottom, okay? But I'm certainly not considering buying more. I've got enough exposure to it. And with this move, honestly, there's a lot of coins in crypto. They're not giving me a reason to buy more Crow. I have a reason to hold the Crow because I still believe that Crypto.com is a successful exchange. I think that they're going to have a successful token in some capacity in the future. But I do think that there's going to be some other areas where, I know that there's not going to be a 70 billion token unburn. There's going to be some more decentralized exchange. There's going to be some more decentralized chains out there that I can participate in, that I'm not going to be worried about my supply of my token being increased by 200%. I just want to speak openly and honestly about this. Again, I'm not panic selling or doing anything of that sort here, but I am disappointed. I want clarity. We need clarity. If you're part of the Crow fam, you should advocate for clarity from Chris for Crypto.com. If you're not, then you're just following. You're just being a follower, and you're not questioning, which we should always be questioning everything in life, right? You should be a skeptic. You should question everything all the time. You should question me, Black C, your brother, mother, cousin, aunt, uncle. You should question Chris. You should always question everything in life to make sure that things are good, that things are right. And what we're seeing with this unburn could be good. It could be good. I don't know what he's planning on doing with this token unburn because he hasn't told us. But on the face value of it, increasing the supply of a token by 200% is a no bueno maneuver, and having a centralized, decentralized network doesn't make any sense. Crypto is really here for DeFi. That's what crypto's about. And what's the point in having a chain for DeFi if it's actually not DeFi at all? That's a challenge for Crypto.com's Crowcoin, and I need to face it head on with you guys and talk about it openly and honestly in this video. I'm not just going to blindly support every single move because I'm bullish on a coin. And honestly, a move like this makes me less bullish. Now, I still think we can hit $1. We might even be able to achieve the $2 level still, but we got to see some clarity from the Crypto.com team on this. And I wanted to talk about it in this 13-minute video. It's a long video. I hope you guys stuck around at the end. I need to see what comes next, guys. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. DCA, HODL. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. That's not the purpose of this video. The purpose is to talk about the situation that I think we're all looking at and going, huh? That's my take. 2 videos here if you want to check it out, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.